Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Techigy Podcast. This is a technology podcast, obviously, where we talk about a lot of different things like video games, hardware, software, electronics, and sometimes other random stuff that comes to our minds. So sit back, buckle up. Well, I guess you can't really drop an elbow if you're buckled
Pop
up.
some corn. Pop some corn.
Yeah, pop some corn and then unbuckle yourself and climb to the top rope and give the like and subscribe button the biggest elbow drop that you've ever given in your life. Oh yeah, brother.
Woohoo!
Woo, it's been a while since I feel like it's been a while since I've done that intro. I was losing my place there. So what's up, guys?
Not much, John.
Oh.
Not much. It's snowing where you guys are.
I yeah, I didn't know it was supposed to, and I glanced outside. I think it was about 3 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock, and it was dumping. I mean, it was dumping snow. It's not doing anything right now, but it was, and we're almost in April here, so I don't know. I like snow, so it doesn't bother me. The wind, on the other hand, ripping the siding off my house needs to stop.
That's not cool.
That is not cool.
Yeah, the wind's real bad right now here, and then we're supposed to get, I don't know, just a dusting tonight, but
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so hey, speaking of weather in areas where we live, I have a list of some upcoming retro or tech conventions, retro game conventions coming up here. So I thought we could go over these real quick and maybe talk about now this isn't an extensive list. This is a list that I've found on a Facebook group that's dedicated to just posting these conventions. There's some on here I know that are missing, but for any of our listeners out here, there's about 20 I'm going to read off real quick. So the first one coming up March 31st, April 2nd is the Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Followed by Milwaukee. Go Brewers. Followed by SoCal Gaming Expo 2023 in Ontario. I'm guessing that's Ontario, California, May 6th through 7th. There's no CN, it's CA, so that's California. COMO Retro Game Convention in Columbia, Missouri on April 22nd. Retropalooza Houston 2023, obviously in Houston, Texas, April 22nd through 23rd. On May 6th, you have Game Jam South 2023 in Huntsville, Alabama. That sounds like an interesting one. And then we have Korgs on May 13th in Columbus, Ohio, which I will probably not be going to this year, unfortunately. Next up on June 10th through 11th is Game Central Station Shop and Swap in Winder, Georgia. There you go.
Winder or Winder?
Might be Winder. Winder. Winder, Georgia. Is that near your Boomer?
I'd actually have to look. I've heard the name before. Normally when there's like a tornado warning or something.
June 11th is the Barrie Game Exchange in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. June 23rd, 25th is Too Many Games in Oaks, Pennsylvania. July 8th is the Illinois Gaming Con. June 24th.
That one's kind of is between Atlanta and Athens, so it's kind of, I guess it's
like in the middle,
the Atlanta and the UGA, University of Georgia traffic in the middle.
There you go. July 15th through 16th is the Southeast Gaming Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina, which is one that I've actually wanted to get to, but probably will not be this year, maybe next year. I'll have to plan my vacation around that. July 15th is the AVGC at Vendor Village, wherever that is. There's no state or anything listed, so I don't know. Find out where Vendor Village is. And then my favorite show, July 22nd, at the Sports Soccer Complex in Cleveland, Ohio, is the Cleveland Classic Console and Arcade Gaming Show, colloquially known as the CCAG. That's one I always look forward to each year. I always come home with the most stuff. And last year I won that game that was a simulator of the convention there. And they have made a new one that now includes like fighting and stuff. So interested in checking that out. Cool. And maybe hopefully I can get a copy of that game this year. I think they're giving some away as prizes again, but I believe that you can actually buy the ROM. I read on their Facebook when it comes out. So the two developers that are making this are the one last year. So if you're listening, shout out to you two guys. I'm sorry, I can't remember your names right now, but I know you follow our channels. So thank you for making this game. Moving on, July 22nd to 23rd is Classic Game Fest in Austin, Texas. July 28th, 30th is Southern Fried Gaming Expo in Atlanta, Georgia. There you go, July 29th is the Missouri Game Con in St. Louis, Missouri. August 11th through 13th is Game On Expo, Phoenix, Arizona. August 11th through 13th, that same weekend, is the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo in Long Island, New York, which I've heard is actually a good one as well. August 26th through 27th is Retro World Expo in Hartford, Connecticut, followed by September 22nd through 24th here again in Cleveland, Ohio, is the Cleveland Gaming Classic, which I was sick last year and did not go to, but MC went to it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And we'll be going again this year. Hopefully I'm not sick again this time. I'm not planning on it. September 30th through October 1st is the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you go. It makes it easy for me.
Yeah.
Season.
Yep. October 13th through 15th is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in Portland, Oregon. November 4th is the Detroit Retro Video Game Show in Detroit, Michigan. I might go to that one. I was going to go last year, and that's a dangerous time to go up to Detroit. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might go check it out. November 11th and 12th is the Torg Gaming Expo in Columbus, Ohio, which I went to last year, but probably will not be going to this year. And November 11th through 12th is the Really Rad Weekend in Fort Walton, Florida. One other one that's not on here, there's one in Rochester, New York. I can't remember what it's called. I'm not sure where it is or when it is, but look it up. There is a retro expo in Rochester, New York that I'm aware of. So those are the ones that were listed on there. I don't know. I'm not sure about you, but I know MC, you're probably gonna be at both of the Cleveland ones. So I'm definitely, CCAG is the one I always look forward to. I don't know about you guys if you have.
I want to make it to one of the Cleveland ones. That is something.
Go to the one in July. I think it's one. It's all video games. It's not board games, toys, and everything else. You know.
I got a really good friend that's up in Cleveland. Besides JC, I actually have a buddy.
Well,
I used to live down in Atlanta.
Cool. He can pick you up at the airport then.
He doesn't drink though. You wouldn't like him.
I like people that don't drink. Kind of.
Kind of. Well, at least you have a designated driver. I mean,
that's what Uber's for.
Yeah.
So those are the upcoming. Yeah, but we're gonna get you. You're coming out this year for this one. Because we tried to pull you last year. Remember?
Yep. Didn't work.
No. Well, it was like 2 weeks away from the event.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. The price on tickets and stuff was insane.
Yeah.
So.
But we'll get you out here, and I have an entire upstairs in my house that nobody uses that is fully furnished. So
awesome,
including a bed. So
is it haunted?
I mean, I don't know for sure.
You said nobody uses it, so it could be haunted.
It could. I mean, it could be. Like my mom and when people visit, they stay up there, but nobody's ever said anything to me about ghosts or demons.
Just making sure. Like that. I mean, it's like Night Trap,
right? Well, that's not haunted. That's just me doing that.
Okay. So you got to reenact your favorite games. I've heard.
One other thing I want to mention, I just saw this today, and I believe that this is just a rumor from a potential insider. So take this with a grain of salt. But possible 2024 next year, a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh, nice.
So it has not been officially announced yet. So like I said, take it with a grain of salt about that. So I do want to, speaking of games, I do real quick want to talk about this past weekend and the weekend before were the Diablo IV open beta weekend. Well, this past weekend was open beta. The one before was closed beta. I played both times. I know I don't think you played at all.
You did.
No, MC.
No, did. I thought you meant me. Sorry, I got confused. Hey, I got thinking
too many M's.
Yeah, too many M's.
There's only a couple letters on here, and you got to keep track of.
I'm old. Okay, give me a break.
So I'll keep this brief. Obviously there's some complaints. It's open beta though, so you can't. I'm like, how hard do I want to drill somebody? It wasn't even a new version of the game. This game was like an old version that's like a month or two old. It wasn't even like their latest release. I had a lot of fun with it. I got to level 25, which means I'm gonna get whatever that dog or wolf that you get if you made it to that level. The only thing that sucks that I hate is that they wipe the character progression, and I didn't realize that till it was too late. So like you have to start over brand new come June when the game is released. And I spent all this time finding all this cool gear and stuff, and now I don't get to keep it. So, I'm a big Diablo fan. I'm a Diablo nerd. I played Diablo 1 and 2 when I was young. I think my dad actually introduced me into those games, which maybe, I mean, he let me play Doom. So, and hacked versions of Doom. I'd like to talk about those sometime. But anyways, I liked it. It got me kind of pumped for it. Now we're gonna flip it here, and I'm gonna let MC have his little moment of which I called user error, but he disputes this. I'm just saying the issues that you're about to hear, I did not have.
What issues? Oh, that's oh, geez, I forgot all about all them issues.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah, no, I how the heck did that all go, John? I went and
Well, first you couldn't remember your Blizzard.
Well, here's what happened. It
Dairy
took
Queen.
how long to download because it's huge, and then I couldn't remember. Well, I had my old Blizzard account, but it was really old. It was real old. Okay, so I tried to log in, and it kept telling me the password was wrong. Okay, and and what I hate is the whole setup for that was terrible. They make you fill out like tons of information and all that, and then you get to the point where you got to put in your account. And I put in my account, and it kept rejecting me. So I said, okay. It said you can create an account. So I'm on the Xbox. I go to create an account, and I put in a password and everything, and I create the account, and then it kind of kicked me out. And then I had to wait. And oh, by the way, you have to wait. I had to wait like 40 minutes to get in the first time, before you even get to log in. So then I had to wait another 36 minutes to then try to log in again, because after I created the new account, it wouldn't let me log in. It kicked me out, and I had to wait 36 minutes. So I go to log in, and it tells me my password's wrong. And I'm like, what? I have it written down right here. So then I decided, okay, I'll run over to my PC. So I run over to my PC, and I try to log in on the account there, and it logs right in. And I'm like, well, I can do it right on my PC. Why can't I do it on the Xbox? So anyway, then what did I do, John? I went back over there, and finally it let me log in, but then they had another 15 minutes of like the first movie and everything else, and by this time I'm totally fed up. So I mean, because it was like 2.5 hours before I got in the game.
There was a solid entire evening of rage coming from you. And then and then poor MC, by the end of the weekend, he never even made it to the hub town. And then by the time that he was going to make it to the hub town, it was too late. It was over.
I mean, I played the way up, and I was fighting the one boss, trying to get past him to get to the hub town, and I kept dying. And then by the time I got back to play, it was expired. So
by the way, this entire effort was just so that we could play together, the co-op.
Yes.
And
it's always when that happens. You ever notice that?
It never even happened.
It's always when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Just let me in the freaking game, Exactly. So why do I have to log into their BattleNet? I mean, come on.
I agree with you, especially with account creation for things like games in this. You don't need to know my name. You don't need to know my address. You don't need to know this stuff. Just let me create a username and password. You don't need this info. No. I'm making an account for to play your game. You don't need this. I'm not paying for anything. There's nothing linked here. There's nothing personal. What are you going to send me a flyer in the mail for Diablo? I'm good.
Geez, oh man, why?
Or a random soundboard. You never know. I mean, could be sending you something.
Why did it lose my password too? It's like, and then when I create a new account, it doesn't like my password.
I mean, like I said,
I've had the same thing with other games.
I prefaced this, which my belief was that it was user error, but it's disputed by MC that it's not.
It's not user error.
I've been there. I can't say this is user error. And I'm a third party in this one.
And I liked what I played. So
yeah, I've been there. I mean, or you're trying to play with somebody you've never played the game before, so you got to walk through the 45-minute tutorial.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
We ran in. What did we ran into that with something we all played? Was
it was
Tina?
Yeah,
I think it was Tina Turner or Tiny Tina. There was a new Tiny Tina.
I saw that.
I don't know if it's any good. I downloaded it.
I don't know. I'm good. I don't want to see it or play it. I mean, excuse me. I got hiccups now. Of course.
Burned out.
It may be on one of our player nays. You never know.
I'm actually playing. I've devoted this entire week and a lot of next week. I'm taking off some time next week specifically just to play games because I'm so far behind, and also because family coming stuff for Easter. But that was separate to the gaming. I'm playing Resident Evil 4 remake right now.
I've heard it's good.
It is very good, but it's harder than I remember. Like I played this a lot on the GameCube. I had it like when it came out. I don't remember it being difficult, or maybe I just suck. Could be possible, but it's very good. And then I have another PS5 game, which is called Scars Above that just came out a few weeks ago, and I haven't even touched it yet. But I'm gonna be playing through that. And then of course I'm not gonna say the name, but our next
Player name.
Our next player name is also going to be being played by myself this weekend, and I'm going to beat the entire thing this weekend. So on that
Don't take
note,
that out of that context.
I mean, you can if you want to, because I could possibly, things go certain ways sometimes. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll go there.
I'm not gonna go there. Hey, but speaking of playing stuff, I think we posted a video today, and did you receive something finally?
Yes. Look at this. Look at this. It's an Evercade. Let's get this right in there. Camera right there.
Man, that's a shiny box too.
Well, no, what I do is when I open them up, I just take off part of the cellophane.
Oh,
So I cut the thing off. So this is
I see it now. Yeah.
This is a non-heist version of the Evercade EXP. I keep wanting to call it XPS. But
Yeah, I
it's
was doing that when I was typing the stuff.
Yeah.
Up earlier.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. So if you see a box that looks like this, that has the word Capcom in the middle of it, this is an official one. And it's got the little official sticker here. If you see one that does not have the word Capcom, and if you go up to eBay, there's a ton of them up there from Great Britain, and every one of those, they are trying to decide what they're going to do with, because those are the heist ones. And there is a couple of physical differences between this one and the ones that were stolen back then. But I did finally get it. They did give me, for my hassle, a screen protector for my XP, which I haven't put on it yet, but I haven't even opened it. And there's like a case in there and everything. So yeah, on the video I cover it. I mean, this is it. This is what it looks like. It's really kind of cool looking. I like the black.
It looks very much like a Switch.
It does, but this is the black one.
Or I'm sorry.
Most of them is white. I mean, you can see the cartridge is even white.
PSP. It reminds me of actually.
Yeah. Now, one thing there's a couple of things I didn't really talk about in the video. I didn't say that the original. This is the original. It is a micro USB for charging. This thing is USB 3. I like that. The one thing I didn't say on the video is I do not like the power switch on this. It's one of those ones you press in. On this one right here, you actually slide it.
Yeah.
I like the slide. But this right here is more in line with what they're doing on the Versus. You got to kind of hold it in for like 3 seconds to turn it on. But it does have the Capcom games built in. That's the only way they could have got the rights for it, because Capcom didn't want to put them on a cartridge. So the Capcom games, they just happen to come with it, which is kind of interesting. So
yeah, no, that's what Capcom games come with it? Did you mention that in the review? I don't recall.
I did not. I kept the review short. I mean, it's
short. It's short, sweet, to the point. It's a really good review. Everybody should go watch it.
Yes. No. Again, I'm looking at it. The way I tried to do the review is I tried to look at it. Okay, I already own an original I originally owned an original Evercade. Is it worth getting the new one? And I think, not to spoil the review, I think it is. I mean, I think there's enough stuff on it where I think it is. The old one didn't have Wi-Fi, so to update it, you had to literally, download or actually hook it to your PC using the micro USB cable and update it that way. So you got to hold down certain buttons and do it. So it's real clunky to update. The screen is definitely clear. I didn't think so when I first saw it, but put them side by side, absolutely. And they're also supposedly my name is actually, mine and the other 300 people who were stolen. Our name is going to be eventually on the machine itself. They haven't done it yet. They haven't done the firmware update, but that was something else. They're calling it the Heroes Edition. So that's something else these are going to get. And what was interesting is they're talking about what they're going to do to the ones that shouldn't be out there. They know the serial numbers. So do they brick them when it comes to a firmware update?
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna give my opinion on that. I don't think they should, and the reason for that is because some people bought these, like,
Yeah.
and I know, like, people heard, that they were stolen, and probably, people know this, but like, the people that bought them from the people that stole them or whoever ended up selling them, like, what if you brick those, you're gonna, I mean, is there gonna be a legal issue there? Because I mean, I know buying a hot
Buying
product.
stolen goods.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
like, could they not? What they should do is they should auto force a brick background on it, like, kind
Well,
of.
they sent out certificates. This thing has a certificate of authenticity inside of it, which could easily be photocopied, but they sent them to the people because remember, not every one of those original units were taken. Only the ones in Europe, except for UK, I think, were fine. Those all made it to their final destinations. It was the ones for Great Britain and the US, if I remember correctly, were the ones that didn't. So there are some that are in the original box, but those, again, they know the serial numbers.
What they should do, what they should do is, as soon as you turn it on, it should just come out and say, "This is stolen property," and then for a few seconds, and then let it go away, so that you bought stolen property.
Is this the white one?
No, this is the black one.
No, the stolen one.
The stolen one's black. That's the other way you tell the difference. Is you can't buy the black one anymore. The black one was a limited edition. The one I showed, the one in the review, is a limited edition.
No, but I mean, what color were the stolen ones?
Black.
So what's this white one I'm looking at on eBay?
That's the commercial release. That's the
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the white ones you can buy real easy right now. Best Buy has them. Amazon, they all have them.
Okay, because I'm trying to buy one of the stolen ones.
The stolen ones, you got to go to eBay.
I see them on here. Yeah, I see them.
Just search for XPS limited edition. Most of them are
What are they
Great
selling
Britain.
for, John?
What's that?
What are they selling them for?
Actually, not that much more than what they go for.
And they include a lot. They actually include 2 cartridges instead of 1. The white one only comes with 1. It comes with the IRAM, which I think is really great. It's got R-Type in here. It's got Moon Patrol. I didn't realize IRAM made Moon Patrol. I never knew that.
I mean, just at my glance,
This
looking
one
at
came
this,
with it.
I'd say the average for the stolen ones is around $200. It's about 180 to 200, so it's not like they're charging like 600 or something for them.
No, well, they're trying to unload them. I mean, there was 300 of them.
Yeah,
Get
I mean, they got them for free.
Yes, I mean, why aren't they just charging the same price?
Yeah.
So cool.
But there was 18 Capcom games inside of there. And
What are they?
let's see, 1942, 1943, 44, Bionic Commando, Captain Commando. These are all arcade versions, by the way. Final Fight, Forgotten World, Ghost and Ghouls, Legendary Wings, Mercs, Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fighting, Strider, Vulgus, Mega Man 2, Mega Man X, and Breath of Fire. Those last ones are either 8-bit or 16.
So all great games.
All great games. Yeah, Commando is like my all-time.
Ghost and Ghouls, Mega Man, Street Fighter.
Bionic Commando.
The arcade versions.
Yes. And what did you watch the video? The one thing I do like about this thing, I thought was really cool.
I did watch it. I did.
You can turn it sideways.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Commando, which was originally a portrait monitor, you can actually play it like it looked like in the arcade.
Nice.
That's really cool. I mean, again, there was a lot of thought. I was a little skeptical when I got it. I haven't played. I will admit I haven't played it a lot, but that right there I thought was cool because there's a lot of games I'd love to be able to play that way. Imagine, some of the ones that you don't even, it doesn't even have to be the ones that are in these sets that came with it. You can go back and play Pac-Man that way, and some of the other cartridges. This thing has about 40 cartridges out.
Wow. What do the cartridges run for?
20.
That's it.
That's it.
That's not bad.
Keep releasing. Yeah, they got different. The ones that came with this one were the arcade ones, so they're purple, but they have the numbers up on top. I've got the entire run of these, and I've got the new ones on pre-order. But like the Commodore 64, they just came out with They're coming out with another set of those. They just did in television. They did some Lynx games, if I remember correctly. They did Namco. They did they're letting some third party people do it as well. Games that are in the spirit of the older games. And there is something like a EverDrive that's out. And I may end up now getting one of those because I think that would be fun with these.
It would be. So in your, not to spoil your review, but in your review you mentioned that this one connects to Wi-Fi while the older one didn't. Is there any plans that you know of Irem creating like a store where I can just go and buy the games digitally and have them on there?
They don't do that, but they give you one game a month for free. They do that with the Evercade VS as well, the TV system.
Yes.
So they give you one game a month that you can play for the whole month, and which I thought was kind of a cute little thing to do. It's something different. But no, they do not. They haven't mentioned anything about doing a store. I think they had a lot of issues with the Namco arcade and licensing. Like the two Namco ones, one's Pac-Man, and that will not work in Versus. And it actually says it on the box. This will not work. Something with the licensing and putting it on a TV. It's kind of crazy how that licensing stuff works.
It is. But yeah, no, everybody should check out your review. It's up and it's live. It's Techigy Reviews. It's on our website, techigy.me. You can view it there. You can view it on YouTube. There is no audio version of it because I don't think that would be. I mean,
it's hard for show and tell. It's more like
it's hard for show and tell, but I mean, I probably wouldn't hurt. But right now it's just video available. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut you off there though. Was there anything else cool about it?
Again, I'm gonna get more time into it, but when I pulled it out of the box, I wasn't. And again, I remember it was kind of disappointing because we had to wait. It was supposed to come in before Christmas, and it's not Blaze's fault that these things, that this heist happened. So it's an interesting piece of hardware, and I'd be very curious to how well. I know Andre got one. He got one of the white ones. Those were out release day, and he seems to really like it. So I can give an update, later as I'm playing the games on it. I mean, again, I've played most of my games before because I've had the older version and the stuff. This is just a different way of playing it. Yeah. So, and R-Type is one of my favorite games. So I can see me, now that I have R-Type on this, I can see me playing that a lot.
Yeah, hey, speaking of handhelds, I actually just won this on eBay. It's a BitBoy. It looks like
the same thing that we thought we got real cheap.
Just yeah, actually it is. It's you put it comes with 8 gigabytes built in. You can put SD card in it, and it's an emulator. I think I got it for $40. So review incoming. This is actually, the BitBoy is 2 years old. I think this they don't make it anymore, but this model came out. Well, they make the BitBoy, but not this model. It's the BitBoy Go they make now, but this model came out in 2020. So I'll do a review. They're hard to find. There's not a lot of them listed.
Or they're scams, which we learned.
Well, or they're scams, yes. Like I got a pen, an Inkwell pen in the mail. Did get my money refunded though. But that was for fun. I knew
always pay by virtual credit card.
Always pay by virtual credit card. And we knew going into that we were getting scammed. I just wanted to see what I got in the mail.
They canceled my order.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't think we talked about that on here, did we?
Yeah. Well, we were going to talk about that if we ever did a security one.
Yeah, no, but what we did was we knew this thing was an obvious scam, but we still went through with it and ordered.
It was like $10 a unit, so I'll give you an idea.
Yeah, so they canceled your order, right? And then I got an Inkwell pen, like which you would dip in ink and write with. That's what I got instead of the console. So I did report them. I reported them to a couple places, including like the international, like the Internet Police. I don't remember what the organization's actually called, but and I did get a refund, obviously. From both. I should have double dipped, but I didn't. The company I didn't reach out to the company. I just charged it back on the virtual card, and I got the refund like the next day. But I knew going into that.
We knew a whole Reddit thing as people were getting those pens, and that was pretty funny.
Pens. Somebody get like just a bunch of like cloth?
Scarf? Didn't somebody get a scarf?
Yeah, somebody got a scarf.
Yeah.
So just fun. We did it for fun. Like I said, we knew we were getting
Yeah,
scammed.
we knew.
It also took like 3 weeks to get here too. It got like it sat in China and then sat at customs for a long
The
time.
company we bought it from was based in the UK, supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah. But and by that we mean they're probably paying for a storefront name
Yeah.
and
They probably are selling Evercade XPSs,
yeah, go check on the website
EXPs,
for $15.
$15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah. So anyways, good times with scam stuff there. So
Yes.
yeah, you got what else you got for us tonight?
Well, there's a couple of other things I did. I may end up doing videos on it. So I mean, I don't know how many people have these or find these Surface RTs laying around or cheap. People getting rid of them because Microsoft discontinued Surface RT. They discontinued the whole line of these things. They went with the Intel based version. There actually is a newer ARM version, the Surface, was it Surface Pro X, which is another RT version. But these things, pretty much the last version of Windows they run is like a version of Windows 8.1. That's kind of a half baked version. I mean, it was something to get these a little. They still had Internet Explorer on them, which we all know that right there went away. So there was a website that actually tells you how to put a leaked copy of Windows 10 on here. So I have Windows 10 on my Surface RT. How usable is it? It's more usable than it was with Internet Explorer on it. The battery seems fine. It does the way, and we'll post a link to this. It was very easy to do. It was extremely simple to do. I was thinking about doing a how-to video. If you want to see me do one, I can just post in the comments. But I found it was super simple. You basically made a flash drive, you walked through all the steps. But it did put Office 2013 on it, which is totally usable. It again, I thought it made it more usable than just being a paperweight, which is kind of what it was when they discontinued support on it. The other thing that I got from that site was, and I had an old Surface 3, Surface Pro 3 laying around, a little slower. These dudes were a little bit slower. Of course, they're 3, but it works fine. So trying something new, I was like, hey, can I get Linux to run on here? The answer is yes. And it actually runs pretty well on here. It actually, the battery works real well, especially on a 3. I tried to put it on a 4, and there was a lot of kernel stuff you had to do to make the touch screen work, because that's probably your number one question. Will the touch screen work? Yes, the touch screen works in Linux, which is kind of cool if you think about it. So again, I'm kind of a tinker. I like to mess around with stuff like that, but it was literally just install it, hit the updates, and I've got a portable Linux tablet with even the rotation works on it. See, even the rotation works on it. It'll rotate on its own. Well, it's got to do it the right way, but or will it not? Of course, it looks like a Bill Gates demo. It doesn't work when you try to do it.
What flavor of Linux did you say it was running?
I have this one running Ubuntu.
The mobile or the tablet version, right?
No,
Just the normal version.
Ubuntu desktop.
Okay.
Yep. No, just put the regular desktop on here. It works. It actually works beautifully. I'm actually quite impressed with how well it works.
Well, I think
this machine has 8 gig of RAM, so Linux loves a lot of RAM.
Yeah.
So we'll post the stuff in there, and if for some reason somebody wants to see how you do it, I'm happy to post a how-to video on.
You should. I mean, even if they don't want to see it, you should do it.
If they don't want to see it, well, I might do it on this one. This one right here, I thought was on the Surface Pro 3. I thought this one was pretty cool. Just how easy it was. Surface Pro 4, they have guides up there and they tell you what works. Apparently the pen is supposed to work with it as well, which I think that's kind of interesting. But you have to patch the kernel on Surface Pro 4 and beyond because Microsoft in the hardware changed something. And I'm very complimentary I love the Microsoft hardware in the Surface. I find this is a premium machine. I mean, it's one of my favorites. I like the laptops and stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of the Surface Books. I didn't really like that that spine thing in the back. I know JC, I think you like the design of it.
I never owned one, but I always thought the design was interesting enough that it was like I thought it was cool. I don't want. I'm not. I don't know if it was y- the purpose of it or if it was usability wise, but I just thought it looked cool.
It
Oh,
did.
it's cool. Sorry, Mike.
I said it did look cool. It
Yeah,
did.
you could. What I liked was the one thing I enjoyed about it is you could pop it out, flip it around, and put it back on. Put the top
Yeah.
back on, and use it as a tablet. The innovative thing on that one I thought was kind of cool too is when they put the GeForce chip inside the keyboard, so you could use it as a tablet. But if you wanted to play games on it, you put that bad boy back in the tablet, and you could actually play a lot of games at the time for when that machine was out. I mean, obviously, it's not a gaming machine.
No, but I do know of a lot of people that buy them now on eBay and they use them for like older PC games because it'll run Skyrim easy. And games from probably I'd say games probably up to probably about 2013, 2014, it would have no problem running.
Hmm.
I mean, I have a gaming laptop, so I don't need to do that, but I've thought occasionally about just buying it to back up and just use specifically for the old PC games. Because I use my MacBook for a lot of emulation, at least old systems, and DOSBox. DOSBox on the Mac is for some reason leaps and bounds above what it is on PC, and I don't know why.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting, but it honestly is. I've used it on both, and I'm not even going to take opinions in the other direction because there isn't. It's not possible.
Well, Macs, I'll tell you, Macs do a very good job on VMs. I've noticed. I mean, that's something that even the
Well, I'm attributing this to the developer. Like for some reason, the developer just
oh,
made a better version on Mac than they did on PC, and I mean, I don't know the
that's
reasoning for it.
hilarious.
Well, it's just like the Amiga emulators. The Amiga emulators are a little difficult to use on the PC, but on Mac they're just drop and play. Like I don't.
Interesting.
Developers just favored the Mac for that for whatever reason. Maybe I don't know. They wanted you to spend the big buku bucks to play DOS games.
That's hilarious. I wonder if it'll work on Apple Silicon. That'd be interesting. I bet you it will.
I bet you it would.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question, but I bet you it would.
I bet you it would. I'll have to take a look at that. But
I
yeah,
don't.
that's kind of like I said. I mean, I'll do a video on the on the Surface stuff because I thought that was kind of interesting, just from a standpoint of can it be done?
Well,
Um,
I think you should start a series called "Can It Be Done?"
can
and
it be done?
"Can It Be Techigy? Can it be done?" And the first or second episode, can you put Windows 10 on an iPad?
Can you Windows 10 on iPad? Well, I mean, can it be done? Can we get my son to play Shaq Fu for more than 5 minutes or ever
No,
again?
I don't think that can be done.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, I think that's one of the funniest videos. So, and speaking of videos, one of the ones I do have, I did get two Sega Genesis 2s that I am going to do. Both of them have issues, and I want to I'll do a video on both of them. Hopefully, it'll be one video together. But if it's too complicated, I'll split them. But I'm going to try to do a couple repair videos, a couple more repair videos. But the next ones will be those two Sega Genesis 2s. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I have
Not
to save it.
tuned.
In case I break it.
Yeah, no, it's rage throw
Yeah.
after playing Shaq Fu.
There's
Well-
a few others I might throw it too.
I know that MC has some very important topics here for us tonight. So let's all gather around the fire here and let's go ahead and hear.
I don't know what you're talking about, John.
What are your topics tonight, MC?
I did a let's play video. How
He
about that?
did. He
Yeah.
did do a let's play video. You know what? Let's shout the guy out. Tibor or Tiber.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. I believe if you live in Slovakia, so but his name is Tibor or Tiber Fobel, Fobel. And his game company is named Fobti FOBTI Interactive. They have a website. He has a YouTube channel. He's on Instagram and Twitter under the name Fobti Interactive. But he's made a lot of games, and they're all inspired by classics.
Yeah, he did a good job on a lot of them, and Gunman Tales is the one I actually what did I get that on Steam or did I get that on Xbox?
You got it on Xbox.
That's right. I got it on Xbox, and then I ended up getting it on Steam to play too. And but that one's a really good game, I think. And then I got a couple others coming. I got 2 more of his I may do at least, and then I'm going to move on to some other ones. So hopefully in the future we'll get to see a few more.
So what's Gunman Tales?
It's a Western. It's basically you have sights like you'd have if you had like a laser gun or something. It has a sight.
Which they had back in the West. Yeah.
Yeah, but you use your joystick and you move it around and you just go really back and forth on the bottom of the screen and you move your sights up above and you shoot cowboys and Indians and
so is it like Time Crisis? I haven't watched your video.
It's very like 16-bit arcadey.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll enjoy it.
Yes.
It's kind of a quick game. I mean, you can last a long time if you're really, really good, but it'll kill you pretty often, So
which they all do, all those old games do.
Well, on normal mode, it was really tough. It was killing me all the time. I put it on easy mode and then I was able to last a lot longer, but it does level you up. So if you play it long enough, you get more abilities and it's easier to, it gets easier and easier to play longer and longer. So but it's really good. And it's got a lot of clever things, and I mean, they'll shoot your arm off or your leg off, and you'll fall over and die and stuff. And it's just got some pretty funny things, and the graphics for like it's like an 8-bit, 16-bit or whatever, but they're really, really good looking graphics, and the music is really good. I mean, I think he did a superb job on it. And the longer you play, you'll notice some different things. And I got 2 modes. The one mode is basically just shooting people on the screen. It's called the arcade mode. And the adventure mode is actually a map. And you can have 4 players, and each one takes their turn moving to a different location on the map where you fight a different battle.
I'm looking at on Steam right now, and it looks hilarious.
It's pretty good. And
yeah, it looks.
But it's really clever. I've been playing it for a while now, and then just today when I was on the map, a wolf come out, and I guess the wolf can come after you. And then if you meet up with one of the other characters, you do a draw. Like he's on one side of the screen on your other, and you got to draw against him.
It's funny because it's showing that as you're speaking of it.
Yeah, and so it's actually really good. I only do like a 12-minute video on it, but I don't want to roll in the whole game for everybody. So I just give them a little taste to see if they like it, and then from there you should take it and try it out. But it was what, John? It was it $5 or something?
It's 8 right now. It's 8 on Steam.
Well, on Xbox, it was only like $4 or $5.
It was. I think it was $3.99. Was it?
$3.99. Yes.
It was $3.99 on Xbox.
You should get it, MM.
I may have to take a look at it. But I'll tell you what's funny is when I was looking this game up, there is also another gunman game called Gunman Taco Truck.
I did see that in Steam.
Yeah, we may have to do a player nay on Gunman Taco Truck.
I'm looking at it. It's $3.
I'm looking. Yeah, it's real. It's $3, but I'm looking at the gameplay, and I'm sitting here, not to take away from Gunman Tales because I think that game looks really good. But I'm just saying, talk about a random game.
Yeah,
Gunman Taco Truck. But you got to see what it is. It looks like it also looks like one of those 16-bit games, doesn't it, John?
It does. I just bought it.
Well, here's what I can say: the guy's made like 10 games, and they're all under $15. I mean, most of them are like $5 or $10. His newest one, I think, is $15.
He has 10 games. If you go on Steam, you can buy his entire bundle for $35, which I did.
Yeah,
nice.
His newest
hopefully he can come on sometime. That'd be nice.
Tibor or Tiber. I think it's Tibor. I don't know. I've said it so many times it doesn't make sense in my brain.
$44.68 for the whole bundle right now.
What?
If you go back to it, wait,
$34.94.
The first time I went there, the second time I went back, I went to 34. That's because we bought one, John.
That's because you bought one.
Maybe it's because we bought one.
Oh, I see. Because okay. Anyways, well, I bought the whole thing. I bought the bundle. Anyways, okay, yeah, so sorry. So you get the whole bundle for $50. But his newest release is They Came from the Sky 2, and it takes a lot of inspiration from a game called Walker that was on the Amiga, and also Defender, which I think any retro gamer knows the game Defender. You're basically an alien. You come to Earth to kill humans, and you go across the screen destroying the people and upgrading your alien ship and abducting people, and stuff like that. And it just came out in January, so that's his newest game. So check him out. If you're listening, go read your Facebook message so you can come on our podcast and we can speak at you.
I guess you should talk about this game, Meow Dash, too. This one I hear looks cool.
Yeah, MC was talking about that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for my wife because
I'm looking at it. It's like, hey, it's my cat Selena running around with chasing the laser.
Apparently his game Jet Set Knights is a very popular one, and Donuts and Justice MC said was very fun.
Oh, it's good. Well. It's a good shooter. It's it's kind of like how do I call it? It's a Streets of Rage, but you have a gun or a flamethrower or a few other things, but you just go back and forth shooting all the guys coming at you, and herds of them come at you. So
Vermitron looks very good as well. They all look good, so I'm gonna play them all. Maybe I know you already did a review of Gunman Tale, but maybe we can do like a joint review of like all the games, just like a quick a 20-minute video of like going through the games, and just talking about them real quick and kind of have them shown on screen. But anyways, maybe that'll be something we do coming up. I don't know.
Hey,
yep. So yeah, no, check out his stuff. A lot of good stuff. Look forward to something going on with the taco truck game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that like you are. It's like
Gunman Taco Truck. I bought it. It's only $2.99.
Yeah.
Not a game by the same studio. I have no
not
idea.
by the same studio, but it's a similar enough name.
Yeah, I have no idea the quality of it, of Gunman Taco Truck, but it looks like everybody gave 180 people gave it some pretty good ratings as well. So it kind of looks like Death Road to Canada a little bit to me.
So Gunman Tales is on Fanatical. That's considered a good site, okay, right? Yes, no, maybe.
What? What are you trying
Fanatical?
to do? What is that?
Oh, you guys haven't been there. Gunman 628 up there.
No, well, Mike MC bought it on the Xbox store.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I bought it there. I bought it there, and I bought it on Steam.
Yeah, I'd buy it on Steam, most likely. So, I wonder if they have Gunman Taco Truck. No, they don't. Anyways, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. So yeah, go check out his stuff. You can follow him on most of the social media accounts, and now back to MC's exciting topics.
That's it, John.
That's it.
That's it, man. Game over.
I think we're out of topics, right? Like I'm out of toppings and topics.
No, I was too busy playing, Gunman Tales. So
I just heard somebody's Windows Windows update failed or something.
Yeah, no, I just had a pop up. I don't know what it was. It went up. It came up real quick and went away. I don't know what it was. It's probably Discord. It's probably what it is.
No, it would sound like a Windows notification.
Maybe it was. Oh, I bet it's an email. It's an email.
Anyways, cool. So any final words or topics here tonight on the Techigy flagship? Nope, taking that as a no. All right.
What's the final words? Yeah, cash grab. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Is that it?
Cash grab.
I wish. Can we do that? We're cash grabbing from now on. Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have a Patreon. Not yet. Not yet.
We're gonna have merch. We're gonna have all that merchandise that's coming up April 1st, right?
Well, be careful here. April Fools. I was thinking having mugs made, and we were gonna just give them away though to some people. But anyways, once you give away free stuff, that's when people start crawling out of the woodworks. But maybe someday we'll grift a little bit when we have some more followers and that. So follow if you don't absolutely hate what you just listened to, like and subscribe, please, and thank you. And as we here at Techigy Podcast, what do the nerds always say?
Stay nerdy, my
friends. That one wasn't too bad. We've done worse.
We were at least over
Bad barbershop quartet.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Adios, amigos.
Live long and prosper.